He had just missed a train back to Edinburgh, and now had a couple of hours to wait before the next one. Time was, he'd have seized the opportunity to take a wander around the gallery or browse a few record shops, but he was low on funds and lower on motivation. Sitting in a railway station cafe seemed appropriate, a neutral space, transitory, temporary. He didn't belong anywhere right now. He wanted out of London, but there wasn't much waiting for him back in Edinburgh either. Since he returned from his disastrously vainglorious quest to get back in the game with one swing, as Officer Mitchell astutely put it, he had spent recent weeks crashing in spare rooms and on settees while he tried to sort out something more permanent. He was not so much reaping a dividend of long-standing goodwill on the part of old friends, as feeling like a charity case. They all wanted to help him out because they felt sorry for him, but though they were prepared to offer him a berth, it was horribly awkward. Christ, it wasn't like anybody wanted to sit up late with a couple of bottles, blethering like they used to. How could they? Well, Jack, what will we talk about first? The break-up of your marriage or the death of your career? He wasn't enjoying the coffee or the joyless atmosphere of the cafe, but nor was he in a hurry to get on that train. He knew he wouldn't be travelling hopefully, and he wasn't looking forward to what awaited him when he arrived. At least sitting in this place he had an excuse for doing nothing. There was a line between reasonably describing one's status as freelance and more honestly calling it unemployed. He had crossed it a while back, and was now wandering the hazy borderlands of the next such marker, the one that lay between the terms unemployed journalist and former journalist. It was busy on the other side of that line, the arse having fallen out of the industry as it struggled to accept that we were effectively in the post-print era. There were still jobs to be had, filling up the content-ravenous beast that roamed the new digital landscape, but not for journalists. Parlabane's problem was not so much that nobody would hire him, it was that the job he did no longer existed. He felt the buzz of his mobile from his jacket pocket. The absence of a ringtone was a legacy of times when it went off so often that the noise was as irritating as it was unnecessary, and the device seldom off his person anyway. Nowadays, the fact that it was still only on vibrate was mildly embarrassing on the rare occasions that it sounded. It merely served to tell him he was kidding himself. The screen showed a number rather than a name. He sighed. That most likely meant he was dealing with a misdial or about to hear some recorded spam. He answered anyway. "Hello, is that Jack?" asked a female voice. "Depends," he replied, instantly regretting it for both its pitiful defensiveness and the fact that it made him sound like a twat. "Who's this?" "It's Mary," she said. "Marry who?" he replied, thinking it was turning into a knock-knock joke. Punchline: "Marry whoever you like. Sarah's divorcing you, arsehole." "Mary Lafferty. Do you remember me? Donald's sister." Donald? Jesus. It was a sledgehammer to the psyche when he realised his old friend had been dead longer than he ever knew him. And to that, Parlabane could add the survivor's guilt of realising how long it had been since he'd even thought of the guy. "Mary? Sure. I haven't seen you since the funeral." "Yeah," she said, not wanting to go there either. "You're in Edinburgh now, is that right?" "Not this second. I'm actually at King's Cross waiting for a train." "Don't get on it. I need to talk to you about something. In person." Parlabane hadn't seen Mary in 15 years, but they had clearly been kind to her. She stood in the doorway of a Hoxton flat dressed in black designer jeans and a leather jacket, her hair in a tinted black bob that looked expensively tasteful, matching her skin tone so as not to draw attention to the dye job. He knew she had to be 41 or 42, so she was maybe on the cusp of dressing a little young for her age, but she was carrying it off. Back in another lifetime, Mary had been Donald's trendy little...